It's an energy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Over to our judges. Please ask all the questions, then they can note them down and respond one.
Team U-Green, right? That's a brilliant idea, brilliant solution that you guys are proposing. I think it's really timely. When you look at our environment and what is happening, I feel like this is, something that would really, have a lot of impact. I was just wondering, you demonstrated, how your, bin works. I love the ability to, distinguish between the kind of waste. There are people who don't know if this is, maybe it's biodegradable or not or something, and so maybe that would be a good solution. I was wondering, when the bin is full, how is it offloaded?
I want to be honest. For me, as if this is too much, as if you are trying to design an app that is meant to do a lot. Don't you think you're going to take, assuming you continue with it, it would take a longer period of time before it becomes very functional? You want this bin to detect that this is biodegradable or not, then also create an avenue for me to know it is full. Like he said also, it also should be able to tell me, to be able to offload itself. Assuming you concentrated on one aspect, don't you think you would maybe later improve it? Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your innovation and for the time that you have put in to build the prototype. I am wondering what will make me buy that bin. Because for me, it sounds like, a social corporate responsibility that I should buy, I should not, harm the environment, okay? What will give me the gratification that this is what I want to use, okay? So you can talk maybe a little bit about your target market so that we know who you're targeting, and then what will make us buy that.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Thas. Thank you so much. Well, about the questions, when the bin is full, what happens is the garbage collection company will come in. This bin is partitioned. It has internal sections, one containing plastic and one containing organic. So they just have to remove the internal component and throw it in the truck and then put it back.
The question is how?
How?
You just pick with your hands.
And not with your hands. You remove the bucket. It will have handles inside. There's a subsection inside. You lift it out, put in the truck, then put it back. Okay? Then the next question. We're trying to design something. And up to solve this, is it a lot? Yeah, yes, it looks a lot, but it's essential. We need it. To solve the problem, we really need this. We can't solve the problem with half of this. We need the whole set. We need a system to alert those people to come and collect. The app is not that big, I can tell you that, because first of all, it's mainly focusing on the garbage collection company. It's customized strictly for the garbage collection company. We shall utilize APIs of Google that are already there with the map setups. Mainly, it's data collection and optimizing routes with all these bin locations. Then, what will make you buy the bin? Target market. The target market, we're looking at restaurants, hotels, institutions. Yes, we might target a smaller group, maybe household, but for their case, maybe we might customize for them something smaller and more affordable. But the main market right now we're targeting is these commercial people, the cities. These people produce a lot of garbage, very large garbage producing people. For example, a place like University Inn, there's a lot of plastic there. Maybe it's an event, a concert. We can get that plastic and recycle it. So these are the people that are going to be targeted for this market. Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? Thank you. Can we clap for them? Thank you, Team U-Green. Let's have Team Agricon. Team Agricon, we clap for them as they come on stage. Team Agricon.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Agricon, and our main problem is coffee theft in Western Uganda. It is what has brought us here today, so that we are able to combat this evil that keeps all coffee farmers awake throughout most of the seasons, most especially the harvesting season. The problem that, the coffee theft is usually rampant in the season when it's nearing harvest time or during harvest time. And this thing, the coffee theft has decreased the quality of coffee that is being harvested in Uganda. One, because the thieves will always try to harvest the coffee before the farmers. That means they'll try to harvest the coffee before time. And also the coffee farmers will want to harvest the coffee before the thieves, hence they also harvest them before time. So now, the available alternatives are quite few. One, they usually try to convince farmers to join associations, the coffee farmers, so that every day, they know one another, and they are always able to know, like, if I got coffee from this person, then, The reason they join associations is such that they know each other, so that when they receive coffee from people that they do not know, they know that there has been prospectively a coffee theft. And also there is farm level security measures and technology adoption. That is why you find the farmers are using live wires. That's why you find that the farmers are using security cameras, and And also the other one that's not included there, they use alert systems, and the common ones are usually dogs, because they can be able to sniff, and they are sort of flexible. You can, as long as the dog knows the owner of the garden or the smells of the people in the garden, it's easy to spot the thieves. Then, though these measures have been brought up, they've failed to a point terribly because there is a risk of mob justice and vigilantism, as those people come together in those associations, and then as they come together in those associations and they wish to, and later they realize that there is a thief that has been caught, high chances, because of the anger, and at that collected anger, they might end up rising and committing mob justice. And also there is limited effectiveness against organized gangs, because even though you're just a group of farmers, trust me, if people come with their machines and everything, you won't be able to fight them off, or by the time you get the means to fight them, they're already far off with your coffee. And also there is lack of widespread technological knowledge. Most people only know how to protect their farms with the usual small padlocks, the security guards, and they're not aware that there are better ways. So this is where our Team Agricon comes in.
Thank you. Thank you. Basically, I'll be looking at the solution. Yes, after we're seeing the theft our coffee farmers are facing. So as Agricon, we come up with the installation of CCTV cameras in a way that we are looking at integrating them with sensors. We are going to teach these cameras in a way that not that everyone will get into the farm. At least we shall make the machine to know that these are the people that are supposed to get into the farm via our system. We are having an app that we shall be viewing what the farmer is also viewing at his or her farm. So we shall have the Agricon system and also the farmer system. So we are looking at it in a way that we come to you as a farmer, we take full control, because yes, people have come into, they have installed their cameras, but they don't put that full help. So we are coming up as a full company, as Agricon, we are saying that we can really solve this. So that's why we are coming up with that sensor system in a way that as you enter, at least you are known. Then the way we are going to make money out of this, it is through monthly subscription. We realize that we have seasons where the cherries are not there, because in the coffee we have some season. So during the season, we shall have a certain amount that we shall be making a farmer to pay. And also we shall be providing maintenance, so they'll be providing some maintenance fee. Thank you. That was our team. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Team Agricon. So I noticed your solution is installing CCTV cameras. Who bears the cost burden?
Please note down the questions.
Thank you, Team Agricon. I basically want to start from where you stopped. That coffee is basically mature or ripe in a very short time. Basically, this part of Uganda, from April to June. Do you realize that the months of July up to March, the earning may not be very, to you, may not be very, very attractive? How do you, because you are saying subscription, why should I subscribe in a month? Why do not expect a thief? Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for that innovation. At what point is the coffee stolen? During harvest, storage, or transportation? Because I suspect from my mind is that people might not go and pick the coffee. Yeah, it will be very difficult to raise a sack. So I want to know at what point you're monitoring the coffee. Okay? And then how are your cameras different from the traditional cameras that we know? Because I could still go and buy a camera, install it, and then I can view from my phone.
Okay, thank you. For the case of the cost burdens, it's in a way that we are going, it's the farmer to bear the cost. Like we are going to put in a way, we are going to pay an installation in a form of an installation. Like we have budgeted a farmer who is working on an acre. At least after through the budget we went through, a farmer will spend around 500,000 Ugandan shilling. So we are looking at if a farmer can pay installments of 250, then during the season you pay, so that they can get adopt to that. But the people who bear this are the farmers, because we are providing you the service. Because we believe a person who is working on 1 acre at least can pay 500 and can pay a smartphone. Then the off season. Basically, in the off season, we don't charge the same amount, because yes, believe me or not, after them getting ripe, you have to dry them, take them to store. At least if a person is working on 1 acre, I believe we'll have a store. So we want to manage that store. We don't want at the end, yes, after you gaining the harvest season, again they come and break your store and they steal the stuff. So we are looking, that's why we are going to charge a minimum. We are going to go down. We are planning to have a 50,000 per month, but during the off season, we are doing 30K. That's what we are projecting as our group, as Agricon. So that's how we went off the off-season stuff. Then, when is the coffee stolen? For Doctor, the coffee is stolen basically during the harvest season. The way Doctor said, like during the April and June, when they are harvesting. So that's why we want our camera. That's where Agricon comes in. We say, yes, if you are getting to our thing, we can take care of this, because as we went into the field, they are really facing that a lot. Then the last question, my colleague can answer that.
I'm also going to extend on what you just said. The coffee theft usually happens, okay, I can say all throughout the season, but majorly where it's very dominant, it's before harvest time and during harvest time. Because before harvest time, most of the, like half of the cherries are already ripe. So they know they will still get some some profit. And also during harvest time, because most of the coffee cherries are ripe. And also during transportation, but we did not want to look there because, we wanted to at least solve part of the problem, the main part actually. And also he was saying that how will our cameras be different? The thing is, there will be like normal cameras, but the farmer will be able to monitor everything. Meanwhile, also us, we shall be more of a company, like we watch what you're also watching, and in case of any theft cases, we are able to alert the police and able to provide those clips from the videos of when the theft took place. And even though a farmer does not know how to use the app, but we shall be there to help them all the steps of the way, even through the legal procedures till the end, so that a farmer is comfortable and happier.
Thank you. No, it's actually not a question, it's a suggestion, because I suspect you would have very many people working in your company. Because imagine you're monitoring like 500 farms, okay? Maybe if you can build another software to embed onto that to sort of identify theft, like using artificial intelligence, so that they flag the farms that you need to, inform. Okay? No, you don't have to respond to that. Thank you.
Okay, can we clap for them? Thank you. Team Agricon. Let's have Team Tunyuke. Let's clap for them as they come.
Hello everyone, my name is Nyson and this is my colleague Liam. We are representing Team Tunyuke and we are dealing with the transport sector. So when you think about transport, the first thing that comes to your mind is, if I'm going to get something to do with transport, I can just go to what? A border stage and maybe transport me maybe from here to town or from here to Rebco, now from here to Ishaka. As simple as that, or maybe a taxi park or a bus park. But here's the thing. For a student, it's different. It's more than that. If you had considered a student staying at, let's say, mile 3, and I'm enrolled in a course at Mbara University, the Chiromro campus, I'm facing a challenge whereby I have to travel every day from to and fro, Monday to Friday, to go to campus to attend lectures. Let's say maybe a 2 journey is maybe 2,000 and a 4 journey is what? 2,000. That means I'm spending 4,000 in a single day. If you multiply that times 5 working days, that is 20,000. So if a student could find a way to maybe save, even if it's just 5,000 of that 20,000 that you would be spending in a whole week, and maybe use it for maybe tomatoes, or maybe, because now those who stay outside, you pay electricity bill, you pay water bill. There are things you have to pay for, maybe lunch, supper, something like that. So, and as students, we don't have a predefined source of income. We are really depending on our parents, and not all of us can have maybe side gigs or what. So the fact that we don't have predefined sources of income, so it becomes really hard for us to keep up with these high costs of transport. So in 2016, Mbara University had come up with a solution of, they had a bus that would transport people from town, mile 3, Red Corner, all these routes until the university. But now here's the thing. In 2016, after that academic year, they stopped doing that operation. Why? We don't know. So from 2017 up to 2025, these are 7+ years, which means students who are not staying on campus and are studying from the Chumoro University Mbara campus branch are facing a problem of transport costs, and it's really affecting these people so much. So me and my team, we decided to come up with a simple innovation, as my colleague can be showing you. We decided to come up with a simple innovation whereby if we're all going for lectures in the morning, let us all travel as a team. If I'm from town, Revi Corner, mile 4, maybe 3 people, 4 people, 2 people, we travel as a team so that we reach at campus in maybe a right time. And the fact that you are traveling in a team, it means that each individual is spending less compared to what they would be spending on a normal day, traveling singly or solo as one person. So you may think that, isn't there someone already doing this? Of course, yes, you're right. There are alternative measures. For example, you could take a border. But now if I'm taking a border from here to Chumro, they may charge me 3,000 or 4,000. Or maybe if I'm taking a taxi, and sometimes some of these taxis do not want to take us to Chumro. Why? You can't charge me, we can't get 1,000 from you and leave a customer who's giving us 10,000 going to Ishaka. So some of these taxis are like, you know what? You don't fit within our routes, so we cannot take you, we cannot accommodate you. So forcing students to use these border alternatives that are really expensive for them. So I can also look at our business model canvas, and I will look at something called value proposition. What value are we giving to these students? Number one, would look at the cheap transportation that we are providing for these students. If transport is cheap for me as a student and I can save maybe 2,000, 5,000 a week, that would really, be something good for me, because as I had mentioned, as students, we don't have predefined sources of income. So we are really dependent on the people who send us money, or I can say our guardians or parents. Another thing I would look at is maybe the partners we'd be working with. Would partner with the student guild to encourage the students to use this application, this solution, so that they can spend less on transport. Would also partner with the service providers of the vehicles. If a taxi person is owning a vehicle, he'll say, okay, yes, as long as I'm making money, I can help you transport these people. At the end of the day, they'll give me money, I'll get commission, something like that. Maybe the last thing I can talk about is maybe uniqueness. What uniqueness do we have from the buses or from the taxis? The fact that our application, our solution fits into the schedule of a student. That's something these people don't have. If I'm a bus, I'm going to Kasese. If I'm a taxi, I'm going to Ishaka. But for us, we know that yes, you're a student, you're coming from here, going to Shumo for lectures. So we are trying to fit into the schedule of a student. Lastly, maybe we can show you our team that we've been working with. Thank you.
Thank you. Over to our judges.
Thank you so much, Team Tunyuke. Sounds like a good solution. My question, one, is this a must student problem alone? Because your pitch centers around must and then Chihumuro. Is it that before Chihumuro we didn't have that problem? And if Chihumuro's problem is sorted, you said the university used to provide a means of transport. You don't know why they stopped. As you continue to develop, I would definitely implore you to go and find out, maybe from the transport management committee or whoever manages that, why they had a transport means and why they stopped. That problem maybe might inform your solution moving forward. But if we get a solution, let's say now the university comes back again and puts up the solution of maybe the bus, transporting students, will your solution exist or it will cease to exist? So why I'm asking you this question is to somehow broaden your thinking to design not for must, but design because there's a problem maybe elsewhere. Otherwise, if must sorts the problem, I see you get out of business.
Thank you for that innovation. Who provides the vehicles?
I think I'll start with your question. The vehicles would be provided by us, the company, the establishment. The fact that, we are students, we may not have cars, but we can partner with the taxis, people who have taxis, wishes, drones, and help these people make money as we also make a commission. Yeah, that's what we are looking at. Then the question he had posed of before Chumro, well, this solution is more tailored to, a place being a bit remote, and I'm sure Chomro is not the only place in Uganda that has a remote setting that is maybe far away, a bit far away from the main towns, whereby I have to spend a lot of transport actually buy things that are equivalent to the transport I'm using. And if the university comes back with that solution they had before, it can be fit into this application too, because the fact that it's also that you're traveling in a team. So it makes it still cheaper for the student. Something like that.
Maybe to add on about the scalability, we've realized patterns of very many instances where people are traveling from the same location or relatively the same location as a team to a certain point or destination. So these reflect, or they can be echoed to places like people fellowshipping or people going for trips, people going for events, and all these are patterns that we can take advantage of to fit in our solution.
Thank you. Thank you so much, team. Okay, let's have the next team, CyberForge. Team CyberForge. Can we clap for them as they come? CyberForge.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team CyberForge, and we're dealing with security. And in this case, we're going to look at the judicial security. Imagine a mother, maybe probably in some village in Masaka, who has lost a son due to a land conflict. And just imagine that that's the only son that the lady has, and she's always going to court to find justice for her son. So she definitely gives up all her living to be able maybe to find transportation to go to the court and find justice for the son, whereby her living is all put to waste because she wants to find justice for her son. And when she goes to the court, she always finds out that the files are actually missing, and that means that they can't hear her. So our problem is 65% of files in the judicial court are stored in physical folders, and that means that 1 out of 10 of those files are actually misplaced or delayed. And then we are coming up with a solution that is going to be able to put out this. We are integrating a digital database management system into this, and it is going to be able to use an AI that is going to use natural language processing, whereby someone can easily type in letters that they know or words that they know. For instance, murder cases that happened in 2020, and they're able to find the solution, or they're able to find the lists. Rather than the manual, the one that has been there is that you use the search keywords. But then for us, we are using the AI. And also, it's going to be able to support very many languages in Uganda. First, the local languages majorly, for instance, Luganda and Lunyankole, and so many more. And also, it is going to be able to automate SMS reminders, whereby 1 month or 1 week to 1 day to the court sitting, people like lawyers or the parties involved are actually informed that they have a court sitting. And we're also going to put in the role-based authentication, whereby different people are going to have different access controls to this system. And that is like our unique value proposition, because no one else has integrated AI into SMS. And then, so our key partners are going to be the judiciary, that is the IT department, they're going to support us. And our major customers are the court registries, private law firms, the police, legal departments, and so many more. And how we're going to be able to gain from this is that we can give this solution to these, maybe the judiciary or the IT department, and then we can tell them to subscribe for this system. And also, yeah, this is like our prototype. Yeah, it's going to, like from the sign up, someone is going to be able to sign in, and then if it is the admin, okay, there are different user journeys. So the admin has a lot to see. The IC registry clerk has also a portion to see, and also the users are also going to be able to see the status of their court case. Yeah, and then the last one is our team. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You're called the team. What's your cyber force? Okay. Now, the introduction was very interesting, and I was actually very anxious to know that this old woman you're talking about, her file will not get lost. Is that correct? Now, in your other explanation, she's completely excluded. Let me tell you, the files get lost, yes. It is intentional sometimes. Therefore, even here, it can even be intentional that I would feed it in the system, but then I again remove it. So where is this old woman going to be relieved of this problem? Your problem seems to be okay. You're saying the files get lost. Now, as a person, where am I benefiting from? That's number one. Number two, I have also not heard you saying that once you do this, you also benefit. Are you not going to benefit? Is it voluntary? Thank you so much.
Team Forge, Cyber Forge, yeah. I mean, good problem. It's a huge problem if you look at it. From your presentation, you mentioned something to do with, partnering with, individual people that, have their law firms and stuff like that. You talk about courts and everything. Some of these solutions have existed in, countries that are developed. One, I want to hear from you if you know why we don't have such solutions in a country like Uganda. And maybe that would be a very good, step to begin from. Thank you.
So yeah, I'll begin with.
Yes. For the first question, the panelist was concerned about how the individuals are being now scraped out from the system. So currently we're on version 1, and we look forward to making a version 2 whereby we can have a personal application for the clients, whereby you can put in your case and you record it and it's personally within your system of your phone. And then this will be like the main database that will have everything, not just your own copy, but for even other people, like people in Gulu, people in Kampala, and the person that is having his own case can just be having it on their phone within the version 2 of the system. Yes.
Yes, and another question you asked, how do we benefit? We can actually sell this idea to, let me say, the judicial IT department, and then maybe they can pay subscription, or maybe they can buy the whole application at once. Yeah.
Have you looked at the situation where they don't buy? What happens?
Not yet.
Think about it. Okay. You may not have to answer that.
Yeah.
Think about that.
There's a third question, why this solution is not in Uganda.
Yeah.
And currently, countries abroad have embraced with technology, and right now Uganda, I wouldn't say that it's not embracing technology, but it's in the process. So this is actually the best time to bring in the system because people are actually embracing technology right now. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Team Cyberforge. Let's now have Team Oblam Care. Oblam Care. Okay.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daniel Chihembo. I'm on Team Oblam Care. So I want us to imagine a scenario. A single mother wakes up early in the morning, grabs her 8-month child on her back, and starts a journey to the nearest health center that is 7 kilometers away. She just recalled in the morning that she's supposed to take her child for immunization. She's not sure of what vaccine or what date, because the immunization card got spoiled in the rain and the dates are not even readable. So she just carries it anyways to the health center, thinking the health workers are going to understand. On reaching there, she finds this place packed with people. She queues up for hours, only to find out that the vaccine is out of stock. And worse, she finds out that the health workers do not have the records of the baby. So she's asked to return a week later. Now she's frustrated because she's a single mother, she has to take care of other children, and she has a small market stall, and she has to provide for the family. So she's scared, thinking she might not return in time. Now, this mother is not the only one. Her story is shared by 1,000 other people in Uganda. We have to keep in mind that in Uganda, 90% of the children who are born 1 year and below receive the full initial vaccination. But only 40% of them are the ones that actually complete this vaccination process, mostly because of forgotten dates or congestion at the health centers or long distances and other factors. Now, let me also pose to you that according to the World Health Organization, vaccines are supposed to be something essential to children and growing children. So why does this matter? The children are left unprotected, the parents are frustrated, and the health system, the health sector, undergoes a growing strain because of the increasing number of people who come, and the system starts to fail. So now, what can we do? This is why we proposed an immunization tracking system and vaccination follow-up, where we shall have a offline mobile application for the health workers, where they can record child immunization, auto-schedule follow-ups, and send SMS reminders to the caregivers. That is on the side of the health workers. That's their side of the application. Then, to the stakeholders, they'll just have a dashboard to monitor the coverage, have these statistical analytics, and also make reports and other stuff. Now, I'll have my colleague take you through the implementation side of this venture.
Okay, thank you so much. Good afternoon. So this is
this is so we are going to help. The systems are up and running. So they come to your home, they vaccinate you, they do paperwork, go back to the ministry, they write the paperwork in the systems. And there is even an application for vaccination. It's called Tugeme app. But our advantage is our registration application will be offline based. For the registration and saving for the kid, it will be offline based for the health workers. Those are the end users. We are not giving an application to the mother because we are giving a scenario that not every mother has a smartphone. So we are not giving them a worry to worry about that. We shall give the application to the health workers. They use it to reach the people. And after that, so those are not our customers. Our customers are private donors, NGOs, and even the government. So this is where we come in. So we shall develop a web-based dashboard for them to keep track of the coverage, track of the community health workers they are assigning to work, and it pays off because they register defaulters. And we have a uniqueness is that our SMSs will be language-based. Every language we shall, probably right now we are working on Nyankole and Luganda and English to cater for everyone. Yeah, so our key metrics shall be considering the health workers visiting our application. That will give us a keen to see that our application is good for use. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So this is team Obulamu Care, right? Yeah, brilliant idea, I would say. You mentioned something to do with single mothers in your presentation. You kept on mentioning that. I think it doesn't affect only single mothers. It does affect, single mothers, you meant those without husbands? Or you meant mothers who are alone? I don't know what you meant. But anyways, it does affect, it cuts across. Whether you're a single mother or not, it does affect that. Maybe one thing I want you to just people have focused. So you mentioned this mother who has to move 7 kilometers. And like in a previous conversation, our colleague mentioned, where do we see this mother again, reflecting in the journey? So 7 kilometers. And then now I'm bringing for you services close to your home, right? Okay. So what that means is you need to find out the reasons as to why sometimes we require these mothers to actually present their children to a hospital or to a clinic. So one of the reasons, and I'm just going to probably give you one, and you can find out the very many of them, is in case of vaccination and anything goes wrong, we have a team of specialists on ground to counteract that immediately. So in a village setting of 7 kilometers, probably maybe it's even too late for us to bring this child from wherever they are to the hospital. So I think if you're thinking about a solution, you want to design a solution which doesn't take away the element of this person having to interface in one or the other, at least the hospital. Because much as I don't know, maybe if you know so much about, these, shots that are given, some of them are reactive, that they could actually alter one of the parameters in the body of the child, and that would require a very immediate solution. So your solution should be able to cater for this, How does that, come in from your solution? One thing I wanted to understand, so we are moving away from the issue of ambulances and stuff like that being, very few in our communities. And then you're talking about us going to the field where we have to maybe like in one community, we are meeting like maybe like 5 mothers, or the others probably maybe will have to be next week and stuff like that. The logistical part of it, how is that going to be handled? I'd really be interested in hearing that.
All right. Thank you for that, for putting that together, that innovation. So when you were speaking, you said sometimes you can carry a baby to the health facility and then you find you don't have the immunization card. But these midwives actually know, because immunization is given to babies at a specific age. So if I come with my child and I say my child is 6 months, they'll know the vaccine to give at 6 months. Okay? So you need to. So I am thinking that maybe you do a tracing, yeah, to increase the number of people that have access to vaccination with your system. Because once you have everyone input in the system, then you can track who has not gotten the vaccine. And then you can increase the number of people that can have access to vaccines. Especially if you go, you can even, through your system, you can say people from this area came once, let's just go and do an outreach there. Okay? Yeah, that's just the...
So about the follow-up, we are planning on virtual interactions, but this will come in two ways, which are for people with a smartphone, that we could do a video call and they check on them, or they do a phone call to follow up. And the other thing, we are planning on implementing AI integration to filter out and pattern out the years. If you bring your child and you are like, he's 2 years, it patterns out and we show you the vaccination available for your kid.
Okay, the questions are done. Okay, can we clap for them? Thank you, thank you. Let's now have the next team, which is, the second last team, Tour Connect. Tour Connect.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. This is Team Tour Connect from the tourism sector. As my colleague is trying to display our slides, from the tourism sector, there is a limited market, and therefore, because of that, there is limited awareness. There is some places are not even visible, and we looked at work. That was the Uganda Wildlife Education Center, which carried out a research, and they found out that digital way of marketing tourism is a strong thing, but it is being undermined by most of the places, most of the tourist sites, most of the hotels, and most of the tour agencies. And then we looked at the fact that then if most of the people are not using it, why are they not using it? We came to realize that these people are having a personal-based way of marketing their product, having their own personal, let me say, website, something like that. But then we imagine you are in Kampala. Yes, you have your hotel or you have your tourist site, and then you're having your website. And then I'm imagining somewhere in Mbarara, he's not knowing that website, he's not knowing your place, and then your personal way of marketing is limited. And then we looked about the available alternatives that are doing it on the digital way market. That was the Explore Uganda. It's an application. We had an Airbnb focus. It's also a digital way of marketing. But then the second one, which is Airbnb, it's centering on hotels, accommodation only. And then the first one, Explore Uganda, it's only centering on yes, it's allocating places, but it has accommodation, it has tour agencies, and then it has also touring sites. But then some places are not on that application. And then who manages the data on that application? He's the owner of the application. He's the one who knows what I have to upload on that data for people to see it. And then when am I supposed to remove it? And when am I supposed to update it in case it's outdated? Then I looked at the fact that how can we solve this problem and increase the market on the digital format, on the digital website, everyone can be able to see it. This is the model canvas that describes almost everything, every research we made. If I'm to look at the solution we are having, it's a web mobile application to increase the market. How are we increasing the market? We have a unique value interface, which is the customer track, app worldwide usage. And then the third one, which maybe we looked upon without including that, we are sorry, it's a form of data management. The first one, customer track. If I have my tourist site or I have a tour agency, I want to market it, I register with the app, I load it there. After loading it there, it's being marketed. But then me loading it there, I have an inner interface in that app whereby I have access to manage my data. Then how will I manage the security part of it? How am I having my privacy that no one can edit my data? The customer who comes to that app to see your site you posted, he has no access to your what? To your data. The only thing he sees the data you have put, the location where it is, then your contacts. If you have a personal website, you also add it there. And then if this tourist feels interested, that's when he can now go to your, I should call it maybe an inbox of communication. But then if he's going in an inbox of communication, you whom they are communicating as the owner of the place, you're able to pick the information of the person, and that's where the customer track comes in, whereby I'll have your data. Even when you've visited and you've gone, I'm able to send maybe a format using through that digital app. I can track, I can give an invitation if I have a new place on ground. And then the prototype we made, as it displays the prototype, this prototype is unique in such a way that it will capture the tourist who has come through. And then the uniqueness, the second part of it is this app, it's centering on usage worldwide. Don't only center on the places that are widely known. Let me give an example of the Namugongo Shrine. That's an example widely known. But then I'm taking an example of the places that are deep in the local areas that can be known through this app if they are given access. Thank you so much.
Yeah, team tour guide, right? Tour Connect, yes. Tour Connect. Yeah, such a wonderful idea. One, I just wanted to find out locally who is your competitor, right? And when you're answering that one, of course, I want to understand how you're making yourself better to the competition. And then two, things to do is travels and stuff. Someone wants to understand how secure the press is. You mentioned global, worldwide connection. So if I use the Tour Connect, and maybe I want to go to a place like South Africa, I want to go to Cape Town, right? And then I see from your site, like there's maybe this particular place, it has all this and that. How does your Tour Connect help me understand the safety issues around some of these destinations?
Thank you so much. Basically, there's something we're trying to explain, and I sort of got interested. In the first case, thank you so much for a good app. Now, and in my mind, I was wondering, almost everyone in this world is aware of WhatsApp app, okay? How best do you think you can make yourself visible so that these tour companies, these tour sites can be able to use your app? Thank you.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you make money through your solution.
Thank you so much. The first question was the local competitor on ground locally. Right now, the local competitors, let me speak on the side of the hotels and the tour agencies. These people have personal basic systems that market them, of which now this system, one of the hotel we went to, he told us he has a website. But then I asked him, yes, you have a website, but then is someone in Kampala knowing about your website? No. The person replied, and then he was like, this somehow limits our customers. But then I asked him, if it limits your customers, what is the solution? He couldn't give me an answer. All he could say that the border guys keep bringing in customers. We wait through that website who has tapped in monthly, or we check in every day like that. And then I was like, if you market yourself through this app, which can be accessed worldwide or even in Uganda locally, whereby even someone in Kampala who has never been in Imbara views your place through that app, don't you think it's going to be easy other than me going through a search engine like Chrome, and then I look for your place on the website? If you give that website to your inner way of connection through that app, whereby after the person seeing your place, and then he comes in your website through the app, and then he comes to your inbox through your website, then then the competitor of the part of it, those are the local part of the website and local of marketing. And then I gave also some apps which are already working. Yes, they can be accessed worldwide, but then these apps, yes, they are locally, like Explore Uganda. It's an app made in Uganda. It's approved by the Uganda Tourism Board, but then it's missing some places, of which those places are in Uganda, and then those places cannot use that app because they are limited. They have to first look for the owner of the app for their place to first be registered. But then I'm putting a way whereby if I can access that app, I have an inner way of connect that app. I sign in my place as long as it's approved by the Uganda Tourism Board, and then I just put it there. The only thing you will do as the owner of the app is to make sure that my data is secured, is to make sure that I'm approved by the Uganda World Board, and then you approve my place on your app, other than me first looking for you to put my place on your app, and you to always edit for me. But through that, accessing my data, I can edit for myself, adding new events, adding new things that I'm having on ground. That's how the local computers have been doing it, and then that's the alternative I'm having that can stand as an advantage over them. And then the second question, how does Twitter Connect help underrate safety in that specific place? Okay, I've accessed a certain tour agency in Mbarara. I'm from Kampala. And then how am I sure that it is it's safe? I will make sure that within that app, all the data you upload, the owner of the app, we following the rules of the Uganda Tourism Board. I make sure that whatever you upload is safe. What kind of trucks are you using? What kind of vehicles are you using? There are some vehicles that cannot be used for tourists to tour around. I will not just allow you to put any truck for it to be used. And then I will make sure, yes, these are the trucks being used, but then how are they comfortable inside through that app, other than just the person coming? Then the last question, to make money. To make money, it's first of all, you'll partner with the tourism agencies, and then also through the Uganda Tourism Board to make sure that if I'm to market it, have these people accepted? If they have accepted, then that's a commission if using an app. And then so that tourists that they have received through that app, if he makes it there, through signing up, through using data, that's a commission as the money coming through. Thank you.
And finally, we have Trade Uplift. Can we clap for them as they come forward? Trade Uplift.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This is Trade Uplift that has come up with a problem to solve pollution crisis in marketplaces. In an ideal business environment, packaging solutions should not contribute to environmental degradation, but this has been in vain. We see that pollution has been so rampant even up to now. In Uganda, 600 metric tons of pollen bags are produced, yet only 40% is collected. In Mbarara, it's 1.4 metric tons that are being produced of pollen. This is a serious problem of pollen pollution in the environment. This has been not only identified currently, but even NEMA sounds an alarm on it. The new vision of NEMA 2023 states that there has been a non-compliance with solving and ending a ban on plastic solutions that are currently available. Market research and analysis, when we have been variable options. There are polythene bags, there is paper bags, there is cloth bags, there is metal packagings and composite packagings. These all that are already available have failures. For example, polythene bags are persistent in the environment. They can cause pollution. Or even the paper bags that are currently used, they have been tearing even before you reach home. Trade Uplift have a solution for you. The solution is Kashaho. Ladies and gentlemen, designing and implementing a biodegradable waterproof packaging bag is a viable solution to curb down polythene pollution in marketplaces. Then, our solution is designing a waterproof packaging bag. This bag that you are seeing, it will be resistant to water. It will be even biodegradable. In other words, it is something that is good. Then you can ask how tech is coming in. We are going to use technology in tracking direct sales with customers and even developing deliveries, tracking customer sentiments to make sure that this solution is a real and working on this problem of polythene pollution. We can go that we really have feasibility. In other words, our product is feasible enough. For example, from the first phase, we are seeing that 10 to 20 units, we are using 5K to 10K, meaning that our team is capable enough to produce the first real working product of this innovation. Continue. This is our canvas. Our revenue streams is direct sales to market vendors and distribution to the manufacturing industries. You see, our unique proposition, what makes us unique from any other person that is producing packaging solutions is that our solution, our packaging bag is waterproof. In other words, we are using waterproof coating like wax to make it biodecomposable, but in other words, being the fit solution for polythene pollutions. Ladies and gentlemen, these are cost structures. We are buying raw materials like paper, like glue, cutting edges, and all the deliveries. And the partners are the community producers, manufacturing companies, and others. Can you continue? This is a mighty team that is curbing out polythene pollution. Join that team, we make entrepreneurship grow, not only in Barra, but also Uganda at large. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you for that innovation. What material are you using for waterproofing? What material are you using for waterproofing?
Okay. Yeah, I was interested in actually giving that question because the bag that you have seemed like it had a Cavera on it, and I was wondering, so maybe when you answer that one, I'll have the answer to that. The second question I wanted to find out, so you're talking about the polythene bags, whatever is existing, and the government at some point tried to abolish some of the things, but it failed, right? So if the government comes up with this policy, where we have now the competitors saying, okay, so polythene bags and whatever, let's stop them, we're now importing or bringing in solutions which are more of your solution, where will that leave your company in terms of competition, right? Will you still be in the market or you will phase out? And then the last part that I wanted to find out from your solution is how much money, because you said it's more affordable, how much money are you selling some of those packages, if you have any figures?
Thank you so much for these very nice questions. One word, what material are you using to make this packing bag waterproof? Yes, we are curbing out polythene pollution, and thus we are using wax. an inner coating of our paper bag that it can't make it tear. Even you can pour water. A sample, this one has been used as a version of what we are doing, but we are using wax to make it waterproof. Wax to make it waterproof. Another question is, if the government is fighting against and has failed, then how are you stronger that you are going to curb it? Fighting without a solution cannot make it a factor to consider. That's why we say, instead of documents to fight, instead of arresting these people, let's come out with a viable, really working solution, which is a replacement of this one called a biodegradable compostable packing bag. I think this will be regulatory compliant to what they are doing. Then the last question is, how much money will you sell each bag? Yet, you are saying it is affordable for you. The more we deliver, the more we reduce the prices. Currently at the start, we have estimated that each paper bag, to grab more customers, we put salt at 200, but the more we produce, the more we reduce price, and the more customers we shall be getting. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I think we are done with the questions. All right. Can we clap for everyone that has presented? Next, we are going to have our judges step aside. Dr. Sarah will help to deliberate, and then they will come back with results. As they do that, okay. As they do that, I'm going to invite Dr. Manasseh to give his would have been welcoming remarks, because we wanted to do this very fast. But before that, we have a team here that I would like to recognize, a team from Farm Tech, not Camtech, Farm Tech. Please stand up for recognition. I think they are also internship and what, so yeah, thank you for coming. They just wanted to see how our students are presenting and what. Maybe there could be a partnership later. He was our intern. The gentleman, I think, is the director. So thank you for being innovative and entrepreneurial to start up that company. Over to you, Dr. Manasseh. Then after your welcoming remarks, we can give certificates. Yeah. Everyone is receiving a certificate. And please keep those certificates because they will add value to your CV.
So, good afternoon to you, entrepreneurs. Are you entrepreneurs or techpreneurs? I think we are using trending words these days. So we should call ourselves techpreneurs. We are going to be tech directors, tech managers. I understand it's not easy to stand here. I saw everybody struggling to really present. And that is the uphill task that UCoBS project is aiming at. That we need to change your mindset. We need to change our mindset and believe in ourselves. That like a phone connects us with people at a distance, now business is going to connect us. So you either have a product or a service. Beyond having a CV, you need to have a product or a service. And I'm happy that by the end of this bootcamp, we have achieved to have 9 different products. As I always say, this has been a courtesy of the UCoBS project at Mbarara University of Science and Technology. And this UCoBS project has several sub-projects. Therefore, in this case, project 5 had to project 6. Project 6 brought its resourcefulness in terms of technology. Project 5 brought its resourcefulness in terms of doing business. However, in this endeavor, I've not seen yet a clear business model for all the presentations. And I think this is going to be the next step during product development. I don't want to preempt the feedback from the judges, but I hope it will be one of the key thorny areas. I also noticed that we still need to scale up our pitching skills. I think the time was limited, but we are moving. And that is the journey that Project 5 set out to achieve. For your information, this is the 15th bootcamp we are conducting. And it has attracted the largest number ever before. So in a way, I have to be thankful to Creative Campus that worked jointly with the Secretariat of Project 6 and the Secretariat of Project 5 to do the mobilization. I understand we are already on holiday as a university, but because there was an activity ongoing around here, we need to use we used that opportunity to do the mobilization. However, I need to be sure how many are from each of the faculties. So I will start with the farthest and request those from the Faculty of Applied Science at MAST or anywhere, any other Faculty of Applied, applied what? Sciences and Technology. Maybe you can stand up for recognition. At least I know until from there. So we don't have from first? Software engineers are from FCI. Okay, so we turn to FCI. FCI, I know you are almost 60% present. So you can stand for recognition. So don't sit down, please. These are the great engineers, great ICT experts from whom we expect solutions, but we have built interdisciplinary teams out of you. So we expect that these projects should not stop here in the pitching, but they should be carried forward. But beyond this, carry forward the skills and develop more projects as you enter your third year of study. I'm told some of you are also third years. Please use these skills you are gaining from here to perfect yourselves and complete the course. I look forward to having second upper classes and first classes by the time you graduate. Thank you very much. We have those from the Faculty of Business, Faculty of Business, Faculty of Business. Oh, Faculty of Business. By the way, I'm from the Faculty of Business, so I'll be keen to know your faces. So we have very few ladies from Faculty of Business. 3 only. Yes. So we expect you to borrow a leaf from the FCI team. We need more teams in the Faculty of Business, and there's no reason why you should not collaborate with other members from other faculties to start building innovations. So be our torch bearers in the Faculty of Business. Congratulations. Then there are those from the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies. Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, any? Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies? Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies are not there? Oh dear. I expected some, but I have not seen them. All in all, I want to appreciate this and request. So I'm told we have those from Kabale University. We have participants from Kabale University. Kabale University, Kabale University, yes. Which faculties? IT. Yes, I'm aware that Kabale University already has an innovation hub, and their bias is in agro value addition. So when you get back, please get into that hub. Add the technology ideas in that hub, okay? And promote those products. And then we have BSU. BSU, our neighbor, BSU. BSU, yes. Thank you for representing BSU in this training, and please continue to be our ambassadors there, and let us all jointly come together to pursue the agenda of innovations. Oh, so we even have KIU, my neighbors. KIU participants. KIU. Okay. Maybe you are not willing to stand, but we are at the same time to join me here to say a word and then participate in the award of certificates. You are most welcome, Dr. Fred.
Okay, I am learning to stand in big shoes, so okay. So I will give remarks, I think, and we'll give out these certificates. Or do you want me to first give the certificates, then I give remarks, and then invite the person to close? I'm told our RCC is here, and so please enlighten me on what needs to come first. But well, I want to thank you, friends, partners, mentors, participants, and esteemed guests. Like I said, I'm learning to do official remarks because I'm standing here on my own behalf and also on behalf of the university management because I sit on top management, but also on behalf of Project 6 and on behalf of UCoBS to give my remarks. So, University Corporation, we are Project 6, our title is Improved Institutional and Community ICT Capacity to Access and Utilize Information. So already what you're doing is part of Project 6. We are focused on strengthening ICT capacity at MUST and of course the communities that are surrounding us. We are supporting implementation of the other 5 sub-projects from the UCoBS project, and this is an initiative where we want to enhance ICT infrastructure, promote digital literacy, and also improve access to vital information. There are several challenges we are currently facing, and of course these are little low computer to student ratios. You well know the computers we have in our labs. Limited bandwidth, you all know the challenges you have in accessing internet, fragmented data systems. And for us to address these, P6, we thought that implementing targeted interventions such as upgrading our infrastructure and self and researcher training, curriculum development in data science, and of course, establishment of internationalization aspects would actually fit in to improve what has been there. We are already working on areas like data science. Possibly next year, those of you who will complete You might find a master's in data science already, artificial intelligence and machine learning, data management, cybersecurity, systems and network administration, and then very important is gender and ICT. In the last 2 years, we have at least had an increase in female applicants to computing programs. In the old days, you'd find an IT class of 100 students having 10 females. So there is a great improvement ever since we started doing school visits through these projects. Now, back to the bootcamp. So over the past 5 days, we embarked on a powerful journey through which innovation and entrepreneurship came together to explore community-driven challenges, which I'm very, very happy that you have crafted solutions using the design thinking approach. This is a very good approach that is so much internationally used. You've developed some models, and of course, I have watched you showcase your inspiring ideas today. I've watched everyone team online that was presenting. The areas you're focusing on are really great: security, agriculture, healthcare, transport, real estates, tourism, trade, climate change. These are very, very super areas, and on behalf of the government, this is very, very important because you are targeting interventions that are going to improve not only Mbarara as a region, but also Uganda as Mbarara as a district, but also the region and Uganda as a country. To our mentors and facilitators, thank you for the generosity you've showed by sharing your time, insights, and energy. Your guidance has really been instrumental in shaping these aspiring innovators. We want to thank Sankara, who has been speaking throughout the whole week. Yeah, your reflections have really brought realities and possibilities in entrepreneurship, where both these have been eye-opening and empowering to the participants. To all the participants, your creativity, passion, and teamwork has really brought this bootcamp to life. Once in a while, I've been watching this throughout the week from the live sessions, and the potential that you have really demonstrated gives us confidence that there is future in technological innovations within Uganda and actually beyond. Special thanks to the organizing team, Keisha and Fortunate. Those people need to be around so that you know who has organized this. The P6 and P5 leaders, us standing here, the tireless efforts, and of course coordinating to make sure that the experiences from this event are impactful. We extend our very sincere thanks to the proprietors of this place, Innovations Village, for accepting to collaborate with Mbarara University of Science and Technology. I would request us to clap for them. Providing this workspace is not an easy aspect, and also supporting us even financially, because all the tools that are here are none of Mbarara University tools. The internet you're enjoying here is not Mbarara University internet. So such a collaboration is really, really worth appreciating. They're also doing training for our students in terms of industrial training. So as we close, remember, this is just the beginning. The ideas you have planted this week are seeds of innovation. So, and you know, when you plant a seed, you expect it to grow. Yeah. So with continued mentorship, collaboration, and persistence, they can grow into sustainable ventures and create real impact. We are assuming that you are not stopping here, but you are going to move ahead and have these even become enterprise. In the developed world, the ideas that you've come up with, the students pick them up and actually reach to an enterprise level. I am also excited to announce that we also have another event for P6, which is to happen from 7th to 11th July. And this one is going to focus on a design sprint methodology. You've been using the design thinking, but this one's going to utilize the design sprint methodology. And of course, this is structured process for solving problems and testing ideas. In just a few days, you come up with a real solution. Very, very few days. We are blessed to have a professor from South Korea who is going to really take lead in this. We already have 5 tutorial assistants who are Korean students. These are going to be attached to every group. And please, you are welcome to take on this international collaboration. So we have had the local empowerment, and then let us also embrace the international collaboration. The registration link was sent in the group where I'm sure most of you are, and so please, it is still open. It will be both physical and online. On behalf of the entire team of UCoBS, I extend my congratulations to all of you who have inspired us with your drive and innovation. Those are my remarks, and so I really thank you guys for, last week I was in Thomas More, and they are really willing to collaborate with us. They have we have a program that is Digital Innovations for Development, and they are willing to take on students for masters, but also willing to collaborate with students on projects like these. So please do not give up, be encouraged, and keep moving. So right now I would like to invite the RCC. We are going to give these certificates, and then we shall be closing it off. Yeah, we shall wait when the judges come, they give who is the best. So we will request that when we call your name, you move quite fast, because this may really take a lot of time. So create pathways so that we quicken the process, because these are 81, and so we don't want to use 81 minutes. That is a whole hour plus 20 minutes. So it is better that we be quick.
So you're all going to come through here, and then you'll be try to be fast, because the certificates are many. Camera people, please take a photo.
Followed by David Samanya, David Samanya, Ikayo Emmanuel, Akanida, Leslie Rabat, those who are not here, we can raise your name. Alvin Ninsima, Amphira Rosias.
Yes. Peter Amanya, followed by Chembo Daniel, Pamela Arthur, behind, Monique Nahabwe, Octavius Byamujisha, Byamukama Victoria, Mary Adeke, Kanyesije Isaiah, Ataho Ronnie, Kamkama Osbat, Osbat, Arganyurwa Yosia, Biarohanga John Bosco.
Let us pass the other side.
Biarohanga John Bosco. Muhawe Nimana Caroline. Muhawe.
It's good you raise your hand so we know you are around before we...
She's there. Arinda Nicholas.
Can follow, you can come, please following.
Followed by Israel Ainebiona. Then Jennifer. Jefferson Sande Daniel. Katsabe Ann. Nantongo Kuluthum. Murunji Kevin. Tumaini. Murunji Kevin. Ainebiona Brenda. Oh. Simon Peter, Kamkama. Simon Peter. Ampire Barbara.
This is Simon Peter.
You are Simon Peter? Ampire Barbara. Akamumpa Ignatius. Nyiramahoro Christine. Ninsima Irene. Arinitwe Alan. Rita Atkunda. Akankwasa Rogers. Mugume Alfred Augustus. Mumbere Obed. Okrol Felix. Timothy Mugumya Kitulazi. Alan Nuwamanya. Mubanjizi Ambrose. Muwonge Stewart. Labeja John Baptist. Amwine Liam Abasa. Angumya Naison. Natkunda Mererita. Tuinomjisha Nixon. Ainomjisha King Jose. Nyakato Sheila. Kajezaho Eduardo. Charimanya Davis. Charimanya Davis. Ainom Juniovan. Ainom Juniovan. Darius Kamujisha. Darius Kamujisha. Okirol Mark Grigory. Okirol Mark Grigory. Nwabine Edvina. Nwabine Edvina. Kwatampora Martin. Kwatampora Martin. Atkwase Godson. Atkwase Godson. Nwagaba Isabella. Nwagaba Isabella. These are the mentors. Dr. Ruth Nakato, Dr. Chimera Richard. Oh, yes, sir. You can enjoy your handshake. Okay. You can enjoy your handshake and pick your certificate. Yes.
I put WhatsApp on your phone.
Then Makuma Kenneth. Fortunate. So we have Bakashawarani. Kababito Miriam. Kababito, you have written great stories. Kababito Miriam. Not seeing her. Keisha. Keisha, I have heard you recognize her as well. Dr. Sarah Nabachwa. Dr. Sarah Nabachwa. Dr. Baguma John Kule.
Miriam.
You can keep this. Dr. Prudence Kemijisha.
Thank you. Well done.
Nambogo Nuriat. Nambogo Nuriat.
Thank you so much for that.
Francis Kamuganga. Sankara Byaruhanga. Yeah, and KC Digital Media. Creative Campus Digital Media. So you will receive both or one? So the cameraman, yes.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Don't forget your certificate. So I think we hand back the phone to the moderator to guide us on the next session of the judges. I thank my colleagues for joining me here on the podium to perform this function. Over to you. Okay, this is a quick reminder that please make sure you go to the platform and fill the end of the Tech-Preneurship survey. Okay? Please, it's a humble appeal. Make sure you do that.
Okay. Thank you so much. We are almost closing. Dr. Manasseh? Okay. And congratulations once again. Congratulations to everyone. The teams that have participated. On an individual note, everyone who participated individually, congratulations. Please keep that certificate and keep gathering more of such certificates. They will help build your CV. Now that our judges are back, I would like to request one of them, Mr. Erastus. join our hands together to thank our judges? Thank you so much for sparing time to come and, do the evaluation and also give advice to our young people, the young innovators. I didn't mention Mr. Kamuhire. You remember the story I told you in the morning? He's a great innovator and a great pitcher. So he's the one, the director, the CEO, Elite Vein Locator. So thank you for supporting innovators. He came as an intern. He pitched his idea during the hackathon. Now they have a company. I don't know how many countries he has been to, traveling all over the world, presenting his innovation. He has won a lot of grants from different institutions. I don't know how many. So we thank you for being persistent. He has never looked for a job. Can we clap for that? Right from the university, I'm sorry to say this about you because I am excited. I mean, every time I look at the young people that I have been part of their mentorship, I feel like, yes, I am for innovation and technology transfer. He's the senior prototyping officer, so he's still doing the same work. He's an innovator. He has supported a number of innovators. I think he supported you also. Like, he has been really helping us with the tech support and making sure that innovators move. He's also an innovator. He has innovated prisms. He's not here, he would have told you about it. A technology to support healthcare, low-level, like health workers at low-level health facilities to manage sick newborns together with Dr. Data. So they also have their innovation. It has been deployed in so many health facilities, 65 health facilities now in Uganda. It's now in Tanzania. It's in Kenya. They are also trying to get partnerships in India to make sure that they deploy it, but it's working. Mr. Erastus, he's not an innovator, but he has a lot of knowledge for innovations. He's a successful businessman. That's what I know him for. So every time we invite him on these panels, we are trying to get his expertise, and not only expertise, knowledge, but also the experience, because he has been there. He's, I think, a farmer, you also a farmer, but he's the manager. I keep forgetting this. The manager, Must Staff and Development Association. I'm right? So he's a staff member of MUST, but we are trying to pull him into innovations. I hope one day we can innovate something. We can work together to innovate something. So thank you so much for always being there to support these teams, the innovators. And we can't wait to see more and more businesses coming up and companies being registered, like for Emma, and us, the young people, you guys traveling and, presenting your ideas all over the world. Thank you. I think I've said a lot, but I'm happy to have you here. Please.
Thank you very much, Nuriat. Sure. It's very tough to speak after people like Nuriat that have seen you grow, When I look at people here, the likes of Renee, these were my lecturers at Mara University. And it's a pleasure that, I come back to this audience, see people like, Dr. Manasseh here, you look at them and whatever you are, they will call you and say, is everything okay? So they just keep you in check. Nuriat said it all. I don't think I really have so much to add on that. But specifically, we started from university, just like most of you. With innovations. And back then, of course, we had, Camtech and other innovation hubs. So our solution was the vein locator. You know how you go to the hospital and then they have to find a vein to administer medication. And so then they have to prick you so many times, especially in children whose veins are collapsed. And that was so, troubling. So we said, but I mean, we are engineers, medical doctors, business people. Why don't we put our brains together and find a solution? And one of the things we did was exactly what you guys were doing. Research. What is happening elsewhere? Why don't you have it here? And before we knew, the solution was there. And this has really saved lives. It's working, Northern Uganda, Central and Western. We've done it Nakiva Health Center 3, we've done it with Wera, we've gone to Lila, we've been at Wall Springs Student Medical Center. My prayer from today is that all these innovators we saw here, showcasing the ideas, the same stories Nuria talked about me, we can talk about the same stories about you the next time we have a stage like this. So I pray that that really comes true. I will have to go to the element of feedback. So it was very tough judging your ideas, but we had a few things. One, we recommend your creativity. You can clap hands for yourselves. For being creative. Every team you saw, the 9 teams that came here to present, they really had something unique about their ideas. And we love the creativity. It just begins like that. Number 2, whatever it is you showcased tells us about the facilitators. Before I even mention the great work that these people have done, can we have them, give them a hand clap? Facilitators, you have done a very, very great job. When someone says this is a week's 5 days kind of work, you can't believe it. You think you have had these people for like 2 years, panel beating them. They were very smart here, and that tells me that whoever's in the background, panel beating and trying to put some salt, sugar here, removing and add oil, add whatever, you have done a great job, and we cannot wait to see the results of the work that has been done. When it comes to the other part, most of us are shying away from mentioning money. We started like that, I didn't see anyone talking about how much money do you need to push your ideas from where it is now to where you want to see it. We could be having investors here. And people want to invest in your ideas. People love your ideas. So how much money that you need to make sure that wherever you are now today with your prototypes, tomorrow you can get somewhere. So make sure whenever you're presenting, you have that ask slide where you're saying, currently we need X amount of money to be able to do X, Y, and Z. I didn't really see that coming, but of course, yeah, it's, it's work that is being, work ongoing, so think about that. The other part was around research for the competition. Most of you seem to say you're the best. Yes, that's how all of us, put it. But we have to do research to know what has been done and how much we can beat the competition. So the competition slide wasn't really coming out very well. But again, we cannot blame you. 5 days, what you produced was really, really great. So these are just like, to at least sharpen you moving forward. I think lastly, this whole, like what Nurat mentioned, we have access to different, funding opportunities. Some of your ideas are into environmental conservation, ideas around health, ideas around, police and bag and stuff like that, ideas around obolamu, ideas around. So let's keep in touch because we have very many of those. And I always talk about this, I say there is money out there, but the problem is that we keep, burying our heads in the sand and say there are no jobs, there are no nothing. Like Nuriat said, when I left campus, I really didn't, have to struggle finding a job, but I've actually been able to create jobs for even other people. You can do the same. It's not unique to me alone. So thank you very much, Nuriat and the rest of the team for believing in us, for trusting that we can deliver the information. We can deliver, we can judge these people. And I think the judgment from my colleague when it comes to, announce, please don't just focus on him alone. It's been 3 of us. So if there's anything, make sure that you equally distribute the whole thing to us. He's not the only person. Yeah, because we had to combine, what I, scored, what he scored, and what Martin scored. So don't look at him and say, this guy is the one who just probably didn't like me. No. We love all your ideas. All of you are winners for having made it to this stage. And how I wish we can keep this momentum moving forward. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's clap. clap for him. Thank you so much, Emma. Over to you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad he ended with the point I wanted to begin with, that basically, this process is not an easy one for the three of us. Judgment is not easy, especially when you're dealing with people who are also brilliant like you. All of you are so bright. And I can guarantee, I can tell you that what he made the first may not necessarily have been the one I made the first, and even Martin. So you can see later we make what? Average. So you may be the first here, the last, but you could have been the first in your presentation according to his judgment. Therefore, do not think that not being here means that you didn't present well. So let me do my part, and I think I'll begin with, like this. I'll begin with the group whom we think presented best, but is number 5. And this group is U grade.
I'm a special woman. Packaging on the way. Every routine being I'm a bando. I need a $100. Rukundo nyine konko kanchikutahi. In the darkness ninya nyine rai. Iwe chora kore isho ba supervisor. Supervisor, over energizer. To tere kate, ready to be refining. I'm a gara refining. To on the party, I'm wanting the designer.
Obulamu Care was number 4. Number 3 is Cyber Forge. Our second winning group is or was Trade Uplift. And before I mention the best, I know most of you almost make your own judgments also. You're even wondering who is the first. But our best performing group was or is Tunyuke.
Somebody come and marry this year. Make the money happen this year. Let me tell you something about this year. This year must be better than last year. It's your year. You know this is your year. It's your year. Yeah. And this is in my year.
All right, congratulations to everyone. Like we said on day one, hello. Like we said on day one, we have no loser. We have no what? There is no loser. We are all learners. And we cannot all win. So congratulations. Let's clap for everyone. Okay, another big hand clap to the winners, for the winners. All right, thank you so much. And I think we did not introduce our mentors. Can you stand up, please? The mentors, please stand up, the ones present. Thank you so much for the great job, well done. I know Dr. Manasseh thanked you, but I would request that we take a group photo here, at least for the mentors and our chief guest, then we can invite the chief guest to give his closing remark. And then the secretariat as well, please join us for our group photo. Sankala, please. Sankala, can you join us?
Remain there, actually.
Manasseh, please don't go away.
So I take the honor to invite the Deputy City Resident Commissioner, yes, to come forward and give us a word. We expect more partnerships. We have been partnering with the private sector, but we expect now more partnerships with the government of Uganda. So let's listen to him.
University facilitated project for community-based solutions to the problem that we face. And I do know that this is a very good agenda which will take us forward as government of Uganda, as you'll see my few notes which I have put down. First of all, I wish to say one thing, even to the mentors, to thank them. There is a book I read many years ago. I visited Uganda bookshop and the attendant told me, can you please buy this book? I bought it at 1,000 shillings way back. And the book was called Message on a Shoestring. It was called Message on a Shoestring, written by a jolly man called Chris Radley. And Message on a Shoestring is an idiom that means start small with what you have and grow big. That is what Chris Radley was talking about in that book called Message on a Shoestring. And as I saw many of you presenting your ideas, I really felt energized that we have some people who can still make small ideas become big ideas and big projects that can solve community problems. I know very well, as I said, that time is not on our side, and I also try to be cognizant of that and ensure that I be very brief. I know that employability of youth is a problem.
Money is available.
Hello.
Hey.
That was the Minister of Finance. That money is what? But how capable are
Money
you?
is available.
Money is what? That's good vibe. We shall concentrate on that because it is part of my speech notes somewhere. The budget was read yesterday, and my elder, the Minister for Finance, Kasaija, said that we have been crying about that there is no money in the economy. But today money is what? Money is available with the budget that was presented. And it was cut out and was showing how those who are ready to make money will be able to make money. Actually even made it clear that there is a waiver for local investors, local innovators of 3 years tax waiver. Can't you clap for that? So Mr. DJ, you have simplified my speech by cutting that point quickly, and I have to move on to another issue. If you are innovative, if you have a good idea, you'll never fall short of funders to help your project grow. If it is based on the community needs and giving a solution to those community needs. I know that's where we are, and that's where the NRM regime has taken our government to. And it is all your ideas, just like I've seen. They have come from various fields, as I will try to note out, in that if we concentrated more on this project and ideas you have, we shall be able to achieve Vision 2040. We shall be able to achieve the immediate National Development Plan 4, which was launched yesterday. We shall even be able to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 2030 for Uganda, 2050 for East Africa, and for Africa 2063. I know that at this time we have had many politicians talking about PDM. And indeed it is our vehicle to the achievement of vision, of the achievement of the Vision 2040 and National Development Plan 4. And indeed it has been cut out. I've seen very many of you presenting your projects on the pillars of the PDM. I know that the most educated people have not been putting much attention to PDM. They've been only concentrating around the financial inclusion, where the communities have been given a 1 million shilling akakade. But they forget that PDM as a model has so many pillars, 7 pillars actually, and they can be broadened to even include many other issues beyond what is only presented on the paper. And when I heard your projects, when I heard your ideas, indeed, for me as a government representative, I saw that PDM is a mega project, is a mega vehicle that can liberate this country and transform it to what we need to be a middle-income economy. So I thank the mentors for the reflection of the projects presented, that you have done a good job in showing the young men where they should focus and where they should concentrate. I wish to appreciate the universities for offering themselves as engines for socio-economic transformation of community. By not staying too far, by not keeping as ivory towers. You remember the times when Makerere was only the only tower around the country, and people would only worship those who came from there. But ever since the government of NERM liberalized education, around 1986, with the structural adjustment program, you have seen that a lot of transformation and knowledge acquisition has been achieved. And while I was seated here, all the time I came in from lunch hour, I was trying to see between the experiential learning and trying to weigh it up with the human development model. I know that experiential learning is around experiencing. It's on the pillar of thinking. It's on the pillar of what? Thinking, reflecting, and experiencing, reflecting, thinking, and action. That is what is around the experiential learning cycle. But I've been trying to look at it to what I also learned from China. Around 2019, I was in China for some months studying about urban infrastructure planning and community development. And I was also mentored to understand that China and the other Asian tigers have used the human development model to transform themselves quickly and position some of those countries as the fastest growing economies in the whole world. And I would like to implore on you, as you continue with your innovation, hatching of new ideas, please try to read more about the human development model. And in brief, allow me to talk about it in a few minutes. Human development model can be defined as the growth of a human being from a small enzyme to an adult and back to organism where it came from. That's one of the definitions. But the one which we are concentrating on now, which is globally acceptable in economic development, is human development defined and understood as the promotion of human capabilities and creating opportunities to societal problems. And indeed, that's what you are doing here. And the human development model, as envisaged by those countries like China and others, they have looked at the 7 components that surround the human development model as reflected. One of them is knowledge acquisition as number 1. And I believe that if you borrowed these ideas, the pillars of the human development model, they can help you to come up with ideas, innovate ideas, which can quickly turn into bankable project and will not suffer of funding, because they will be touching the globally acceptable areas which they think can propel the world to the fast growth. One of them, as I said, is knowledge acquisition. What kind of knowledge are you transmitting out to the people, the mentors? I think are now breaking you beyond the lecture rooms, beyond the analog education, into the creative thinking by bringing you into this room, and they say, yes, you are pursuing that curriculum, but there is also an innovative way, experiential learning system. To me, this is one of the ideas, this is one of the missing link between, for our education system in the transformation of our country and Africa at large. The second pillar of the human development is decent standards of living. I know as you think about improving people's standards of living, you first of all have to think about the kind of education they have, the kind of knowledge they possess. Then you can translate it into the human standard, the human standards of living they are living. The other third component is about social equity and social justice. Whatever you are innovating must be fulfilling and ensuring that people, the community, sees that equity, the belongingness in that project, and that is it fair? Does it also embrace all across without discrimination? Then human rights as another issue. As you are developing your science projects, do they uphold the human security and the human rights of the people? The other one is the environmental sustainability, because we are what we are because of nature. Everything we are using, most of the items we are using, most of the elements you use come from nature, either as dug out of the underground as minerals and then manufactured into other elements, which when put together help you to and facilitate you to do your innovations and make them realized. The other one, the sixth pillar is about community, is participation in political and community life. It comes at the sixth one. And that's where the problem is with our country, in my view, that we put politics first against the other first pillars I have mentioned. And then that's why they even paid hefty goods and then amounts of money. The members of parliament earn bigger than the doctors, they earn bigger than the innovators. And that's where the problem is. The other countries elsewhere concentrated on the reverse of it. They started in other areas. Those who are in knowledge acquisition were the first to be considered for good pay. They went into decent standards of living. So they concentrated on those areas, social part of it. And then when that was covered, then they said, okay, we can now think about the Western democracy. Like you go to China, not every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to talk about politics. No way. It is not there in the central command economy of China. You do your work, continue working. Those who know will talk about your politics and they will make policies for you. That's how it is. With them, they disregard the American kind of democracy. Because you see today, we are in a year of politics. You will see how even the man who cannot even can't wash and brush his teeth, telling the candidate, what I'm telling you is the correct thing, and shut him down. Sit down, don't tell us what you are telling us. You can see it? That's where the problem is. The other side, it is no way. They first concentrated on what matters first for human development, and then they opened up on the sixth pillar. That's why in China, if you even know and even understand how the president is elected, there are many things around it. Then lastly, everything that we work for is for promotion of good long life. The good long what? Life. That's why the NERM, when you look at those parameters I've mentioned, they are pillars of the human development model. But to me, when I'm telling people outside there, I use them as the parameters why NERM should be voted again. Because it has tried to tackle on those pillars. It is about us, the individuals, who have failed to understand and fit within those pillars. Utilize them such that we can make our life better. Good and long life. Is still my time on? Is my time still on? Today has been a long day for me. I started with the management meeting for Referral Hospital and then ended up here. But I also have a talk show on radio, TV, and Radio West for 2 hours. Then I have another 2 hours on TV West. It's a project to which I participate in giving out my innovative ideas as I discuss politics, besides being an RCC, and I'm paid for that. So for me, I'm happy that every time you invite me to come and address young men here, there are many things we can talk about. Like I asked last time in this same room, well, what would really force a young man from Uganda to go and work for 800,000 in Saudi Arabia under harsh conditions? And by the time they return here, they are like strangers in their motherland. They can't cope up with those young men they left behind. Why don't you concentrate on what you know? Like what Chris Radley said, that a message on what? Or a message on a shoestring. Why don't you work for that 800,000 from your village and change your life And then you continue being naturalized within your environment. By the time the one who went to America comes back, he finds you with a decent house, he finds you with 2 cows, 3 cows, 4 cows. With him, he's just looking for where to begin from. Even when he returns with some good dollars, he's asking you, where can I invest my money? Because if you don't guide him, he will blow it out, and within 2 months, 3 months, he's the one who is begging for a bottle of beer to feed on the village. Am I right? We have seen our brothers and sisters who have returned. They return first of all when they are high. Give them 6 months, they become middle. Give them 1 year, 12 months, they are totally back on the ground. Because there is a gap. That time they have spent outside gave you a chance for you to understand the natural environment, and you have fit in there properly. By the time he returns, you are the mentor, you are the master of the village than that one who is coming with his English. And by the second year, the accent he returned with is also lost, and you are talking back in Runyankore as brothers and sisters. But he has lost that time. So for me, I wish to implore on you that stay here, keep around. The labor externalization companies are doing us a very big disservice of reaping our country of the energetic force which you can use to develop our economy sustainably. I have seen many. When I sit in my office at Boma, I sit near the offices of where they issue passports from. You find young girls and young men who don't know even how their signature looks like, fighting hard with those companies to go and work in Saudi Arabia, in Dubai, and other Asian countries. The challenge they face is when they get there, technology has gone to another level in homes. Even if you are going to be a babysitter, the baby playthings are all full of technology. This woman from where? Chisoro, this young girl who came from wherever I came from, can't even operate a microwave, can't even operate a washing machine. It can't even iron clothes with the modern flat irons. And those are the sources of conflicts they always face there. Many of them even lose their lives because they're always conflicting with their bosses. The bosses need safety in their homes, but the maid they brought is totally ignorant, stupid, and useless in the home. And yet they paid heavily for you. That is what happens there. The few who have benefited are only those who have gone with their education in their head. Many have gone there as maids, and they ended up even taking the children to school in their vehicles, turned back. Their bosses have ended up even telling them, please, can you accompany us to a holiday in Europe, in Canada, in where I have many whom I've been helping out to go. And those are in another class. And the life they live there is even also in another what? Level, because class attracts class. May God bless you all. Thank you very much. And with those few remarks, allow me to declare this training workshop closed, but the innovation should continue beyond this boardroom.
Thank you so much. Another hand clap for him. I think innovators, we are more into innovation, what tech and what. This is something that had taken long. Personally, such a talk had taken long without hearing it. So thank you for educating.
Students that are doing internship here at Creative Campus, and those ones are continuing all through. And they'll be joined now by the 5 teams that are already won. So the next phase we are going to is called product development, okay? So we will be able to directly work with Project 6 largely on that. And right after that, we talked about the mentorship phase that is going to be able to follow. And we believe while we move, more partners will be able to keep coming on board. And finally, as we target for you to be able to launch these startups, we could have some of you already winning grants by that time. We don't want to wait to compete for grants until you have something. No, we are starting immediately for calls like the TEF. Who knows TEF? Tony Elmelo Foundation, that those that fund just ideas. Now those ones, we are starting to apply for them immediately. So that maybe by that time, you already even have some money to actually help you launch, okay? All said and a lot not said, please allow me, the fact that the bootcamp is already closed, stop here. Otherwise, thank you very much. I invite you for a group photo outside. We might not really fit here. Let's go outside and have that one big statement to the country, okay? Thank you very much. Okay.